So in this video, we will discuss logarithmic function and its application, Unit 4, Lesson 2, General Mathematics. Okay, so these are the things to understand. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to first represent logarithmic function through its table of values and graph. 2. Find the domain and range of logarithmic function. 3rd, graph the logarithmic function. And lastly, solve problems involving logarithmic function. So again, in the last video, we discussed that a logarithmic function is the inverse of an exponential function. Okay, so first we have this exponential function. Finding its inverse, we have y equals logarithms of x to the base b, where x is greater than 0, b is greater than 0, and b is not equal to 1. Okay, so the graph of logarithmic function with the base b can be obtained by reflecting the graph of its corresponding inverse exponential function with the base b along the line of y equals x. So for example, we have this example. So first one, we have the exponential function f of x equals 2 raised to x. Then we find its inverse. We have the corresponding inverse logarithmic function f raised to negative 1 of x is equal to logarithms of x to the base 2. So we have this information. For the domain of the exponential, we have set of all real numbers. Range, we have 0 to positive infinity, 0 not included. The intercept, 0, 1, and horizontal asymptote, y equals 0. So again, in inverse, we just interchange them. Okay, so the domain and the range of the original function is the range in the domain of the inverse. Okay, so for this example, so set of all real numbers, domain of the original function will become the range. Okay, so the range of the inverse. While the range is set of y, where y is greater than 0, will become the domain. So the domain is set of x, where x is greater than 0. Then the intercept 0, 1, so interchange, we have 1, 0. So next, the horizontal asymptote, y equals 0, will become the vertical asymptote, x equals 0. So next we have f of x equals 1/2 raised to x. So its corresponding inverse logarithmic function, f raised to negative 1 of x is equal to logarithms of x to the base 1/2. So again, interchange. So the range and the domain will interchange. So the domain of the original set of all real numbers will become the range of the inverse. So set of all real numbers. Then the range, 0 to positive infinity. So 0 to positive infinity. Okay, the intercepts 0, 1, interchange them, we have 1, 0. And the horizontal asymptote y equals 0 will become the vertical asymptote x equals 0. So we have here the logarithmic function, general form. F of x equals a times logarithms of x minus h plus k to the base b. So again, the base must be greater than 1 or between 0 and 1. And it determines the increasing or decreasing of the graph, while the A determines the stretch or shrinking of the graph. The H value determines the movement from left to right, and K value determines the movement upward and downward. So for example, we have here three functions. So y equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2, y equals logarithms of x to the base 2, and lastly, y equals logarithms of x plus 1 to the base 2. So already we can say that these three functions has 0k value, and the first one has 1 h value, second one 0 h value, and third one negative 1 h value. Okay, so next, so first we need to find the intercepts, so x and y intercept. So again, in finding the x-intercept, change y to 0, and finding y-intercept, change x to 0. So first we have y equals logarithms of x to the base 2. X-intercept, change y to 0, we have 0 equals logarithms of x to the base 2. So simplify, we have 2 raised to 0 equals x, x equals 1. And the y-intercept, we have y equals logarithms of 0 to the base 2. Since the argument is equal to 0, so we all know that the argument must be greater than 0, so therefore, there is no y-intercept. So next, the function y equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. Okay, so x-intercept, we have 0 equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. So transform this into an exponential form. So we have 2 raised to 0 equals x minus 1. So simplify, we have 1 equals x minus 1 transfer negative 1, x equals 2. And the y-intercept, we have y equals logarithm of 0 minus 1 to the base 2. So we have y equals logarithms of negative 1 to the base 2. So the argument is negative 1. So therefore, no y-intercept. And lastly, y equals logarithms of x plus 1 to the base 2. So we have x-intercept y equals 0. 0 equals logarithms of x plus 1 to the base 2. Simplify. So 2 raised to 0 equals x plus 1. So 1 equals x plus 1. Transfer 1 to the other side. We have x equals 0. Then for the y-intercept, we have y equals logarithms of 0 plus 1 to the base 2. So the argument is 1. So again, if the argument is 1 in a basis, the y value is equal to 0. Okay? So next, let's find the asymptote. So for the logarithmic function, the basis in finding the vertical asymptote is the h value. Unlike in the exponential, we are using the k value. So again, in logarithmic function, we are using the h value. So for example, in the first function, so we have 1. Since each value is 1, therefore the asymptote is 1. For the second one, we have no h value, so we have 0. And third one, we have negative 1 as each value, so we have negative 1 as the asymptote. Okay, then construct a table of values. So we have this assumed x value. So again, just like in the exponential function, we just need to substitute these assumed x values into this function to find the corresponding y values. Okay, so let's substitute. So we have this corresponding y values. So we have for the yellow function, so negative 2, 5 over 4, negative 1, 3 over 2, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 5. And for the red, we have negative 2, 1 fourth, negative 1, 1 half, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 4. And lastly, for the green one, we have negative 2, negative 3 over 4, negative 1, negative 1 half, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 3. So with these coordinates, we will graph these three functions. So in graphing them, so again, first graph the asymptotes. So vertical asymptotes, we have negative 1, 0, and 1. And the points. So we have the green curve for the green function, red graph for the red, and last the yellow graph for the yellow function. Okay, so we can see this, that based on their h value, just like in the exponential function, we can see that they move from left to right. Okay, so for example, so the logarithms of x to the base 2 and logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. So we can see that the yellow graph and the red one, so in the red one, initially it moves to the right up to the yellow, and the red graph moved to the left to the green one. Okay, so we can see that it is true that the movement from left to right is based on the h value. So for example, since the yellow function has the h value of 1, so therefore it moves to the right. And the green, we have the h value of negative 1, so it moves to the left. Okay, so if the h is negative or less than 0, the movement is to the left. And if the h value is positive, the movement is to the right. Okay, so next, find the domain and range. So we can see first that the range of all this graph is set of all real numbers, since we can extend them both downward and upward. We have no restrictions in y. So the range is all set of all real numbers. While the domain, so we have restrictions to x. So we will just focus on the vertical asymptote. So we have the vertical asymptote negative 1, 0, and 1. Then up to positive infinity. The restriction is up to the asymptote and to the negative infinity. So we have these domains. Okay, so 1 to positive infinity, since the vertical asymptote is 1. Next, 0 to positive infinity, since the asymptote is 0. And negative 1 to positive infinity, since negative 1 is the asymptote. Okay, and 1, 0, and negative 1 are not included. So next, we have these three functions. Y equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. Y equals logarithms of x to the base 2. Y equals logarithms of x plus 1 to the base 2. So in this example, we have now the k values. Okay, so since this tree function has no h value, therefore their asymptotes are all x equals 0. So next, find the intercept first. So y equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. So x-intercept, we have 0 equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2 transform into exponential. So we have 2 raised to 1 equals x. So the x value is 2. Okay. And the y-intercept, we have undefined. Okay, since the argument is 0. Okay. So next is y equals logarithms of x plus 1 to the base 2. So find the x-intercept. So we have x equals 1/2. And its x-intercept is undefined also. So next one, the asymptote again. So in this tree function, we have no h value. So therefore, the asymptotes are all x equals 0. Okay, next, construct the table of values. So we have these pairings. Okay, so again, they assume x values. So -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And to obtain the corresponding y value, so you will substitute this assumed x values to the function. So we have now -2, 1/2, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, and 2, 8 for y equals logarithms of x minus 1 to the base 2. So next, -2, 1/4, -1, 1/2, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 4 for the second function. And lastly, we have -2, 1, 8, -1, 1/4, 0, 1/2, 1, 1, and 2, 2 for the last function. Okay, then let's graph them. Okay, so we can see that in the graph, we only have one vertical asymptote, but the graph moves up and down. Okay, so that is based on the k value. So for example, in the yellow one, in the first function, we have the k value of -1, while in the third function, we have the k value of +1, and the second is 0. So the initial graph is the red. Then we can see since the yellow has -1k value, it moves downward. While the blue one has +1k value, it moves upward. Okay, so we can say that if the k value is positive, then the movement is upward. And the k value is negative, the movement is also downward, just like in the exponential function. Okay, so next, the domain and range. So again, so logarithmic function, all the range are all set of all real numbers. Then the domain is based on the asymptote. Since all the asymptote is x equals 0, so all the domains are from 0 to +infinity, 0 not included. So next example, we have now the initial function with no h and k value, while the first function, we have a h and k value. Okay, so find the intercept. So we have the first function, y equals logarithms of x plus 1 minus 2 to the base 2. So simplify. So we have x value of x equals 3. Okay, and the y-intercept is y equals 0 minus 2, y equals -2. Okay, then again, the second function we already solved it a while ago, so we have 1, 0. Okay, next, the asymptote. So for the first function, we have h value of -1, so the asymptote is -1. While the second function, we have no h value, the asymptote is x equals 0. Okay, then construct a table of values. So we have the assumed x values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Substitute them to the function to obtain the y values that we needed. Okay, so substitute, we have this pairing. So for the first function, -2, 0, -1, 1, 0, 3, 1, 7, and 2, 15. And for the second function, we have -2, 1/4, -1, 1/2, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 4. Okay, then let's graph them. So we can see that the blue graph has h value of -1. So it moves to the left 1 units from the red one. And it has a -2k value. So it moves downward 2 units. Okay, so we can see that there is really a shifting of the graph based on the k and h value. Okay, so again, the movement up and down is based on the k value, and the movement left to right is based on the h value. So the domain, so for the first function, we have from the asymptote -1 to +infinity. So negative 1 not included, and the range is set of all real numbers since there is no restrictions to y. So next one is the application of logarithmic function. So in the application of the logarithmic function, we will just discuss the applications on how we will gonna find the time. Okay, so if the time is missing. Okay, so for example, if Kim Atienza invested 1 million in a bank at an interest rate of 12% compounded quarterly, how many years will it take for the money to double, assuming that there will be no withdrawals or deposits to be made? So we have A equals principal times 1 over rate over n raised to nt. Okay, so we have here the compounded quarterly. So we have n equals 4. So principal 1 million, and the maturity value, since we are saying that it is doubled, so therefore 1 million will become 2 million as the maturity value. Okay, so next, the rate 12%, 0.12, and missing is time. Okay, so we will just substitute all the information. 2 million equals 1 million times 1 plus 0.12 over 4 raised to 40. Then simplify first. So we have 2 million equals 1 million times 1.03 raised to 40. So we have 2 equals 1.03 raised to 40. Then using logarithms, so transform this into a logarithmic form. So we have logarithms of 2 to the base 1.03 is equal to 40. Then solve for the value of t is 5.86 or approximately 6 years. Okay, so in 6 years the money will become doubled. So you have discovered a new radioactive isotope. So its half-life is 1.25 years. How long would it take for a sample of 45 grams to decay to 5 grams? Okay, so we have this exponential decay formula. Y equals a times 1 minus r raised to t. So we will just substitute all the information. So the resulting amount is 5 grams. The initial amount 5 grams, rate half-life 0.05. And we need to find the time over 1.23 years. Okay, so simplify. We have 5 times 45 times 1 half raised to t over 1.23. So simplifying them, we have 1 over 9 equals 1 half raised to t over 1.23. Then use logarithms. So we have logarithms of 1 over 9 to the base 1 half is equal to t over 1.23. Then solve for t is equal to 3.89. So approximately 4 years.